It's pretty normal to, like, as an entrepreneur, especially 29, but even let's say 23, to just have one business, or maybe your business and a side hustle. But you're sitting here now and you've got 6 fucking businesses. If you strip all that away, like, who are you at your core?
My business coach actually says to me, always remember who you are, and I'm the boy from Albany Creek. It's about 30 minutes out of Brisbane, and it was just a really humble beginning. So I was a tennis player, dad was a doctor, mum was a nurse, so all medical. I always knew that I wanted to do something special. I love the entrepreneurial part of business. Like, I do see it as a game. I'm extremely competitive. I do blink and I go, how the hell did this happen in 6 years? Like, I've started my first business 6 years ago. So it's been a wild ride. I never would have expected to get here.
And I think it's a skill to find good quality people to be able to take that role. At what point did you realize, like, hey, I know how to do this?
So I think it's that really strong self-awareness about what you're good at, then giving them every opportunity to succeed. That needs to happen. And it's your responsibility to ensure that that does happen. Business, at the end of the day, you have to find your flow state, and you've got to find what you're really good at and just delegate the rest.
That's just, like, I think, a recipe for success in business, right?
My business coach always says, just stop doing it. Before you figure out who's going to do it, just stop. And someone does it.
Good to fucking meet.
I know.
Crazy. How long have you been speaking on the phone for?
2.5 years.
Has it been 2.5 years?
We're pen pals.
You cold called me.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
Yeah. I actually don't remember. I think someone introduced me to, or someone said to call you. It might have been Maddie Sharma.
It could have been, but I got a feeling you're just ruthless on, like, you get someone's number.
Yeah, I do.
You hound them, hey?
Yeah, literally.
So, short space I've known you, what I think is fucking really cool is, like, I feel like you live in obscurity. For a 29-year-old, most people are on socials, recognition, fame, like, just getting themselves out there. And for a relatively young guy, portfolio of companies, like, crushing it, I think it's really cool how you live under the radar. And most people know your companies, not you. Like, I'm talking about, like, people from outside. They've heard of your company or companies. If you strip all that away, like, who are you at your core?
That's a really good question. What a way to start, Betty. My business coach actually says to me, always remember who you are, and I'm the boy from Albany Creek, which is the suburb I was brought up in. So It's about 30 minutes out of Brisbane, and it was just a really humble beginning. So I was a tennis player. I used to, my friends always laugh. I used to just wear, like, a Nike outfit every single day. I looked like, probably looked like a bit of a,
Leighton Hewitt?
Yeah, literally. Well, people think I look like Tsitsipas, who's the Greek tennis player. When I go to Greece, everyone thinks I'm Tsitsipas. But I come from very humble beginnings, a really modest family. Dad was a doctor. Mum was a nurse. My 2 brothers are doctors, and then my sister's a physio. So all medical. And yeah, like, I always knew that I wanted to do something special, but I think who I am as a core is I love my sport. I love the entrepreneurial part of business. Like, I do see it as a game. I'm extremely competitive. And yeah, like, I think I do blink and I go, how the hell did this happen in 6 years? Like, I've started my first business 6 years ago. So it was, it's been a wild ride. I never would have expected to get here. I actually remember when I first started the business, before I started the business, I loved to travel, and I went to Mexico, and I met
you did.
and I met this guy, and he was living the American dream, and he was, he didn't love the life he was living. So he sold everything in America. He went and bought a bar in Mexico. He had 2 young kids and his wife there, and he was so happy. And I remember when I saw him, I was like, that's what I want to do. So when I started my business, the first thing I thought was, I'm going to get to 100 managements, which is worth about $500,000, sell it, and then move to Mexico and just live on the beach.
What happened to that?
I got too ambitious.
So pre 6 years ago, were you thinking of playing tennis or?
Yeah.
Okay, professional tennis?
Yep. So that was always the goal. So from about 12 to 17, that's all I did. I did half schooling, played tennis 20, 30 hours a week. To afford to play tennis, I was tennis coaching a lot as well. So that was always the dream. And I think having that competitive spirit and actually not making it made me even more driven in business, because I wanted to do something special and, like, win the Grand Slam of business, really.
Yeah. So when you say you didn't win in tennis, what happened?
I went to New Caledonia when I was 17 years old. And when I went there, I played this 12-year-old kid in the first round. And I remember he was this big, and he beat me 6-love, towed me up first round.
Shit.
And on the way home, on the flight home, I was like, I'm good in Australia, but to be good internationally, you have to be the top 100 in the world. You can't be top 100 in Australia to make money. So I remember coming home going, I wasn't good enough to go all the way. And even if I did, I could have been 30, 35, beaten up with nothing to my name, potentially 100 in the world, which still doesn't get you the career to live the life that I wanted to live. So I made the tough decision that I didn't want to go down that track. And a lot of people who don't make it in tennis become tennis coaches for the next 20 years. And that didn't really interest me.
Knowing when to quit's a fucking skill.
Yeah.
Like and the fact that you're able to call it and then not become a tennis coach.
Yeah. And it was also your identity. You feel like you're giving up. It was who I was known for. So yeah, that was tough to think about.
So when you finally quit,
like
how did the world of business pop up? Like, did you connect with someone? Like, how did that all, because obviously you wouldn't have been operating in any like standard business conversations, right?
Yeah. So I started tennis coaching. The first business I started, I took 4 kids, charged them $2,500 each, and I took them to the Aussie Open in Melbourne. So I found 4 kids. All of their parents lived in Ascot, and they sent their kids to me. I was 17 years old. And I remember getting them to go watch the games, and then I would go to the beer gardens and just sink beers. It was awesome.
Of course you did.
So one of those kids who's still alive, his dad became a mentor of mine and said, you should look at getting into real estate, Marco. So he got me a job at Ray White Ascot.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you worked there.
Yeah. I was at Ray White Ascot, Ray White Albion. I was there for 6 months. And then after about 6 months, I saw how poorly run property management is across the board and how everyone focuses on sales. And then I started looking into property management. It's a really good business model. So after about 6 months there, I actually then went and worked at Colliers International because I didn't think I wanted to be in resi sales. And I did about a year at Colliers International in the corporate, caught the train to work. And then that's when I was like, all right, I'm not made for this corporate world. I did not want to do corporate. So I went to quit at Colliers International, and then my boss said, why don't you start? I told him I want to start my own business. He said, why don't you start your own business and work for me at the same time, which is amazing.
Fuck.
So for about 6 months, I did that.
It's a great outcome.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then I got to about 100 managements. My old boss didn't love the fact that I was spending more time on that than my day job. And then it was game on from there.
In regards to the sales side, like when you joined Ascot, Ray White, what was it? Like you obviously wanted to be a sales agent. Was that the goal?
I thought so.
Yeah. And what was it about it that you thought, hey, I don't want to do this?
I could not bring myself to door knock. It was like just from the family how I was brought up in, like, the real estate agents didn't have the best name in the industry. And from where I went to school I think real estate agents back when it was only 10 years ago, but when I was finishing school, like it was a frowned upon career, but I think that's shifted a lot in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a cool job to have now, but the thought of door knocking, I just couldn't do it. I didn't mind cold calling, but I just couldn't door knock. So that sort of shunned me out. I didn't want to work Saturdays. I didn't want to do open homes. I didn't want to build a business that was based around just me. Like you can be the best agent in Ascot, but you go to the Gold Coast, no one knows who you are.
Yeah.
So it's very centered around, your suburb you lived in. And I like to travel. I like to be in different areas. So I did recognize those things back then.
I got a lot of people listening to this, like who are like founders or want to be founders. Like when you decided you want to start that PM business on the side at Colliers, which is which boss comes to you and says that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that seems like a great opportunity, but like, how did you go about starting the business? Like, did you need much capital? Like what did that all look like?
No. Well, I didn't have much capital. I think I put $5,000 into a bank account. I very much ran before I could walk. So when I first started the business, I had no business cards. I had no website. I was just out there networking like you would never believe. I was having 8 to 10 meetings a day. I was meeting so many different people. Someone said to someone I know, how did he grow so fast? And the guy was like, he met every single landlord in Brisbane. So I was just very much focused on networking and doing the things that I think actually matter. And I didn't get bogged down in all of the parts of business that people spend way too much time on. Like people spend hours figuring out what their website's going to look at when no one even looks at a property manager's website.
True.
I've never had a business card. I just don't think, I think giving someone a business card makes you look worse than not having one. never spent any time on listing kits and all that stuff that people spend a lot of time on. So I just focused on building really good relationships and just, I always say running as fast as I could and praying it was in the right direction.
Yeah, the reason I asked you why you didn't get into sales, because I'm not surprised how you've networked your way into what you did, because you strike me as someone who's great at building rapport, building relationships, good at sales.
Yeah.
And so obviously you realise how do you want to knock on doors, but you could go onto the PM side and basically inject that sales energy in a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Be to be good in property management, you don't have to be that good. And to stand out, as a young male in property management was unique in itself. And it was a really fresh look to the industry. Yeah. And most people at 23 years old with my personality were out there selling homes. So to be in PM, I think I had a really good starting point.
So that's under Housemark.
Yep.
How many managements now?
3,000.
Fuck. 6 years, you've just gone from 0 to 3,000.
Yep.
Organic?
Yep. I've probably bought 100 or so.
Partners in that business?
I brought in my CEO, Natalie South, who's a gun. She started with me about 18 months ago. So she's bought 10% of that business and runs that day to day now.
Yeah, I want to flesh this out a bit more with you about how you run your businesses, because you've got your parent company, Create Holdings.
Yep.
And then there's 6 businesses, is that right?
Yep.
And then from what I can see in the short time knowing you, it seems like you're very good at getting other people to take a primary role that's operational.
Yep.
To run the business. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how did you go about finding out that was a superpower? Because I think that's fucking hard to do.
Yeah.
Let me rewind. So it's pretty normal to as an entrepreneur, especially 29, but even let's say 23, to just have one business or maybe your business and a side hustle.
Yeah.
But you're sitting here now and you've got 6 fucking businesses in quite diverse areas. And I think it's a skill to find good quality people to be able to take that role. At what point did you realize hey, I know how to do this?
When Nat South came into Housemark and she started working in that business, I actually realized that she was better than me at a lot of those activities. And I actually found when I got involved, the outcome would deteriorate. And there was I became a depreciating, I became a liability to a lot of those activities. Me having a meeting with the property management team was not beneficial to them, because they needed someone like Nat to come in and actually give structure. And I feel like we would both not have the most structured diaries. So she was really good at being able to build that structure. So I think it's that really strong self-awareness about what you're good at, then giving them every opportunity to succeed. It has to be a 1 + 1 = 11 equation. So with Nat, how do I help her? So one thing I've always lived by is how do I make sure in 5 years' time she says meeting Jonny was the best thing that ever happened to me. That needs to happen, and you need to it's your responsibility to ensure that does happen.
How did you find her?
She was a consultant.
Okay.
So she came in consulting and she was doing 10 hours a week. Then she just started doing 20 hours a week. And then I remember saying to her, stop coaching and come play the game. Come play. So she ended up doing that, and now she gets paid, a really good salary. She's earning dividends. She gets uplift on the assets. So financially, it's changed her life.
Okay.
But also she's building something extremely special.
Yes.
And leaving a legacy. So there's a lot of wins for her. But then for me, I would have never been able to start the other businesses without her. And just looping back to your question around that, I also, business at the end of the day, you have to find your flow state, and you've got to find what you're really good at and just delegate the rest. It's just whatever you're good at, just double down on it and just figure out how to employ for the rest.
I'm laughing because I interviewed Maddie Sharma before, and there's a lot of, I didn't realize you're an athlete before, so there's a lot of parallels between sport and business. And we're just we had a conversation around delegation and just, who, not how, who's going to do this for me versus how am I going to do it? And that's just I think a recipe for success in business, right?
Yeah. Just my business coach always says, just stop doing it. Before you figure out who's going to do it, just stop. And someone does it.
We'll have to do it.
Yeah. It just happens. So it's people always talk about all these emails they're getting. Just stop replying. And something you just figure out a way. It's I think you have to stop first
so good.
To figure out the next solution rather than It's in employment. It happens when you've got a staff member in your business who you don't want in there anymore.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I need to replace them before I let them go. The second you let them go, the universe, someone comes along way faster than if you just left them in that role waiting for someone else to come along.
Looping back to Housemark, Nat, so that's her name, right?
Yep.
So does she own shares in the business?
Yes.
Oh, she does?
Yep.
Okay. So she's part of the furniture.
Yes.
Gets a dividends. She's got shares.
Yep.
I love it. So cool. 3,000 managers. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And is that Queensland or where's that geographically?
Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, and then plans to hopefully continue to expand.
Let's talk through the other businesses because I didn't realize you had this. I didn't realize you had so many businesces. When you sent me this link, yeah, Benny, I'll send you something. I was like, fuck, this is like cybersecurity. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, why don't we start here? So first business you started was Housemark.
Yep.
Next one was Wingman.
Yep.
So Wingman's VA.
Yep.
How did that come about?
So I was using offshore quite successfully in my real estate business and people started asking, how are you doing it? It's actually not very well known in the real estate industry to use offshore. It's really, so in other industries, people have been offshoring for, decades, but in real estate, it's not as common.
Know that.
And it also, people have tried it and failed at it. So what I started to figure out is the reason it doesn't work is you have these offshore staff members who have no concept of real estate, and you put them with a really busy property manager and you say, here's your support staff. That's a recipe for disaster. So you need to train them on all the activities and what to do. So what we started to do is we built a training academy in the Philippines. It was a 3-month academy and we fully trained the offshore staff. And then I started to speak to people and they're like, hey, can I have one of your offshore staff? And then I started training them up, putting them into the business. Did some research into the sector, the BPO sector, and I saw it was a really profitable, solid business. So started to build that academy and then started finding more and more people. And then I spoke at a conference, and after the conference, it was in Noosa, I had hundreds of people saying, hey, I seriously want to look at this. And then I blink and we're here.
But it seems very complementary to the PM business.
Without that offshore staff, without those offshore staff that worked in my PM business, Housemark would not be where it is today. Like they are the workforce behind our business. Like I don't think we'd have 1,000 managements right now without them. Like 3,000 agency agreements, 3,000 lease agreements, the amount of tenants emailing us every single week. It's a lot. To do all of that in 6 years, you need a seriously strong workforce. And we actually found that the Filipinos are more competent, better and more loyal than the Australians at doing that.
Definitely more loyal.
Yeah.
Who's your Nat for Wingman?
Jonny Rostron. So
I've met Jonny.
Yeah, so we went to school with him. Since grade 8.
So how'd that get, like, at what point did you bring him in and just?
Really early days. Okay. Yeah, basically like a co-founder. Like I think we had one client. Our first client, I think he helped us bring on. Okay. But he was working at QBE at an insurance company. So he was working the 2 jobs for about 6 months.
What was your line to get him across?
I don't know if I had one. I think now or never. I think it just happened. But no, it was he was in Sydney at the time. So the big commitment for him was to move back, and he wanted to go through the corporate career. So to move into a complete startup would have been really daunting. But he's the best operational mind I've ever come across. Like we've scaled to 1,000 staff in the Philippines in the last 3 years. It's the 6th fastest growing company in Australia. And Jono's made sure that ship hasn't sunk. So
what's your role in Wingman?
Really strategic and really, I do enjoy managing the sales team. That's fun. So I'm managing the sales team, the strategic side. Visionary, innovation, how do we separate ourselves from all the other offshoring providers, some key relationships with some of the bigger corporates as well. Director type of role, but nothing operational.
And so the large majority of those 1,000 VAs are servicing real estate, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So real estate agents, buyers agents, mortgage brokers.
Okay. Mortgage brokers would be a big one.
Yeah.
Have you thought about getting out into other industries?
Property services is where we want to play. So commercial real estate, buyers agents, brokers, real estate agents, property managers, marketing, like all of those that sit under the property services industry.
How hard is it to like you've gone from 0 to 1,000, like double that to 2,000? Is that like what does that look like?
No, the first 1,000's definitely the hardest. Yeah. No, we're on track. Like we're doing 80 offshore a month.
Wow.
At the moment, which is strong. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is like, to put in people don't realize that, to put into context, that's the doing 80 offshore is like doing 800 managements a month.
Wow.
From a revenue point of view, like it's a fast growing business.
And margins are good on the VA business?
Yeah. Like we heavily invest in service. So we've got 20 onshore staff members that are doing the training, that are doing the operational side, that say you had a buyer's agent or a real estate agent that wanted to use us. We have 20 staff onshore that are helping them build out processes and systems and consult with them to make sure that experience is really, really strong with their offshore team.
I mean, it's great. It's like your payroll for that wingman's only like the 20 onshore versus the 1,000.
Yes.
Yeah. It's great.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
So, and then we'll spend the day around like there's complexities around getting stuff set up for like the VA businesses. Yeah, it's not so easy.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way as well. We have an entity in Singapore. We've got service agreements. You need transfer pricing agreements because you've got 3 jurisdictions. You've got Philippines, Singapore, and then Australia.
Got it.
So that's probably the biggest investment I've made in my business career, engaging Deloitte to build that structure and to be able to make that bulletproof, ensuring that our contracts with our staff are correct, the service agreements are strong, the terms with our Australian clients. Like there's a lot that we invested in that space, which was a necessary evil.
So you've gone Housemarque, Wingman. What's number 3?
We started a Fortifier, which that didn't come third, but it's relevant now, is a cybersecurity company.
How'd you get into that?
Well, we were paying a service provider 250 grand a month to manage all of our cyber offshore. So we got 1,000 Filipinos working from home.
You're paying 250,000 a month?
Yeah, to manage all of their devices. So they've all got to log in through a centralized server. You've got to set them up with all their computers. Like it's a feat, right? 1,000 staff. So I saw that line item and I was like, what would it look like if we internalized it? So what we did is we took it away. We figured out that if we took it away from our provider and we did it internally, we needed to hire 3 people. We needed to have these certain softwares. We needed to do a deal with Microsoft, and it reduced the bill to 150,000 internally. So it saved us 100 grand a month. But then it also gave us the opportunity to craft the perfect cybersecurity for a real estate agency. So we figured out exactly what we needed. So now we've started to go to our Wingman clients and we say, hey, we're already managing your offshore cybersecurity. What about your onshore cybersecurity? So we're starting to help them with that. And because we're—
Are they receptive to that?
Super. Well, we can do it for a better price. We're specialized in real estate and we can work at scale. Most cybersecurity and MSPs, they call them managed service providers, are your local business that you signed up with when you first started your agency. Okay. Typically, you've outgrown them.
Yeah.
It's like having it's your first ever accountant. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a similar type of vibe.
Time to go.
Yeah. And, when you think about there's not a market leader in that space.
Okay. So, and then who's running that for you?
Bill.
Oh, Bill. Okay. And how'd you find Billy?
He was a consultant. Yeah, so he was.
Jeez, you're great at just finding him and selling the dream and bringing him in. It's great.
Yeah, so he came in as a consultant, and the good thing about bringing people in as a consultant, you can see if they're actually good.
Yeah.
So he came in. He was incredible at what he did. He made some tangible impacts to our business. And I told him what we were looking to do. He had experience in it, and I said, "Do you want to do it together?"
So cool. Yeah. How long's that business been up and running for?
18 months internally, 12 months to the market.
Pretty fresh.
Yep.
And so
it's because Wingman's the major client, it's profitable from day one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's great. And so that these 3 businesses specifically, they all serve each other.
Yes. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like they vertically integrate.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. So good. And so do you ever, like, as you went to this third business, this cybersecurity, like, do you feel completely like not at risk going like, hey, this is the third venture I'm going to be at, just running at? Like, do you ever feel like, hey, I'm losing a bit of focus on maybe one of them, or like do you ever, like, does that cross your mind?
Surprisingly not. No.
Yeah.
Like I feel really in control. Like we have no debt. We don't have any board seat. We have no one that we have to report to. We've got all the businesses are cash flow positive. So it's not like there's any stress. Like a lot of these businesses that suffer this stress, they're tech businesses that are raising capital that have certain milestones to hit. If they don't, they're running at a loss.
Yeah.
So we don't have that pressure. Like worst case scenario, we stop growing for 3 months and we just run and we operationalize. So nothing that we do creates a lot of, people always say you don't seem very stressed, but it's like, well, there's not that much to stress about. You know, like they're all good problems to have.
You've obviously, you've chosen obviously good businesses and good sectors to kind of move into. So what's the other businesses you got?
Wingman Creative.
Okay.
So we've helped these businesses operationalize and do their offshoring. We've helped them with their cyber.
Yeah.
Now it's time to grow. So let's help you build out your brand. So we help businesses build out their brand with our marketing agency. A big part of what we've done with Wingman and Housemarque is we've built a really strong social proof presence. So everything we do, we showcase not us, what we do. We showcase what impact it has to our clients. So we have thousands of testimonial videos across our businesses about what impact Housemarque's had on a client, what impact Wingman's had on a client, what impact Fortify's had. And we do really strategic videos and we take them on we call it an 8-step process. What was your life like before you met Housemarque? What problems were you facing? How did Housemarque overcome them? What's your life look like now you've got Housemarque? We take them on that journey.
I love it.
And it's a 2-minute video we do. And we've generated a lot of leads off that.
I love that.
So we now help other people do that.
So you like sell through customer success?
Yes, massively.
So interesting story. We used to at Cohen Handler when I was there, we were on Salesforce. Fucking expensive CRM. Don't use it. And they invited us, we were a big user, and they invited us to go to San Francisco for their Dreamforce. It's like they shut down the fucking city. Like seriously, it's shut down. Like imagine like shutting down like Sydney City just for an event, right? So went there and they're obviously trying to sell us products. Like they invite their customers like us. As soon as I get there, I see like the CTO of Burberry get on stage saying why they're so happy as a customer. You see like the CTO from Facebook. You got like the biggest names, right? All going on stage, just like sharing their experience. And I was just like, this is fucking amazing. Like this is incredible, like how they're layering this and positioning this. Then I started looking at what they do on their marketing, their web, and they do exactly like what you do. Like they are prolific at like communicating and selling through the customer. Yeah. And so I left that event, bought no products, and just like switched the whole business into what you were.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that was my takeaway.
That's cool.
And so I really relate with what you're sharing because like it's fucking powerful. Yeah. Like people don't want to always hear from the founder or the team. They want to hear from the customer.
Yeah.
And hear about their experience, right?
Yeah. I think if you didn't do anything else from a marketing strategy except that, you could have a really successful business.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And so how's that uptake been with these companies you're working with?
Really good. Like we've sort of become a business where we become the virtual business partner of a property services business. So we can help you with building out your processes and your systems. We can help you make sure that it's all protected. And then we can help you, these businesses build a brand. And we always an attraction-based business. When I started Housemarque, it was brute force. It was as many meetings as possible, as many calls as possible. But then I didn't have that same, you actually do, people said it and I didn't believe it. You do lose energy in business. When I started Wingman, I was like, I don't have the same energy levels to just brute force my way into this. So it forced me to focus on marketing and becoming an attraction-based business. So within 3 years, by using those marketing strategies, Wingman became a nationally known business in the real estate sector. And we've now started to help other businesses use these strategies that I've learned.
It's super smart though. Like you've already got the customer. Like even for the cybersecurity, for the marketing, like you've got the relationship with the customer, like whether it's you or someone in the company or companies, and you're just activating a conversation and saying, we've got a new service or product now to throw in. Here you go. And they trust you, they like you, you've got them a result. It's super smart.
Yep.
Love it. And then you got the finance business.
Yep.
So they all feed.
Yes. Yeah. And
they all feed.
Yeah. And then also recently short-term rentals.
Okay.
So we've got these landlords who want long-term rental property managers. We started missing out on opportunities because a lot of our landlords would say on the Gold Coast here, hey, I've got this property, I want to stay in it for 3 months a year.
Yeah.
We want a short-term rentals division. So we recently started that and nearly at 100 rentals in the short term, which is an absolute clusterfuck. Like short-term rentals, you got bucks parties, heads parties. Like that is a contact sport.
It's loose.
So, but it's fun. Like you can be really innovative in that space. You can do some really cool stuff, and that's the most recent business we started.
Why do you want to tackle that? Like, was there a proper problem that you were?
Well, it's just a really poorly run. I love poorly run industries.
Okay, got it.
Short-term rental businesses are typically run by mum and dad business owners working from home. There's no one who does it at scale. No one's operationalized it and built, really strong process-driven businesses in that space. So I think that's where our opportunity lies.
Is Nat spearheading that?
Yes. Yep.
Interesting.
She's got some staff in that business, but she's a shareholder in that with me.
How do you what's a customer acquisition strategy for? How do you get in front of these people?
They're all our current client base.
Oh,
like our landlords. So
got it. Okay.
So all these managements are coming in. We can say we don't only do your long-term rentals, we do your short-term.
Okay.
And the returns are incredible on short-term rentals. There's a lot of, you got to accept the fact that your property could be damaged and you've got some rogue tenants moving in and out. But the actual returns on investment on those are incredible. I just bought a house in Burleigh. And it's it's not a very nice house, but we're going to get $3,500 a week in short-term rentals.
Shit.
That'll get $2,000. That would get $2,000 a week in long-term.
Okay. And what about Airbnb?
That's what we're doing.
Okay. So it's through Airbnb.
Yeah.
Got it. That's the platform.
Yep. Well, that's one of the platforms, and there's all the other short-term rental platforms you can put it on as well.
Got it. Okay. So finance business, is that mortgage broking?
Yep.
Okay. And is that feeding back into, because wouldn't your customers in some of these businesses have existing relationships?
Yes, yeah. So we don't touch anyone who's got an existing relationship. But if our landlords or our tenants want support with finance, it's the most expensive part of their asset.
Yeah.
So if we can help them reduce their debt levels, then we can also then help them go on a journey of creating more wealth.
Love it. Who's running that bad boy?
Joe.
Okay.
He's from Macquarie.
Okay. So, and how'd you find Joey boy?
Macquarie. He was my banker at Macquarie.
I love it.
And that probably comes back to the, always be recruiting. And
I love that.
The amount of people that would be in people's worlds that they could recruit is incredible.
I love that. How did you sell him the dream? Was the business operational at all?
No.
So how did you get him to leave that 9 to 5, the handcuffs, how did you get him out?
See the light?
Yes. But I mean, how do you get they're so indoctrinated.
Yeah.
So to get them to see the light's not easy.
No, it's not. But I've got the privilege where I can give them the security of what they're looking for, which is a salary or, for someone coming out of the corporate world, I can offer them an opportunity to have ownership in something.
Got it.
Whilst also have the security of a salary.
Minimal risk.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a why wouldn't you? You get the same salary, if not more. You get an opportunity to own something and you can build it from the ground up.
It's opportunistic.
Yeah.
Is Joey crushing?
Yes. Yeah. Doing really well. We've got 5 brokers in that business now and it's going really strong.
You never came from corporate like I did, and I worked corporate.
How long were you in corporate?
3 years.
I can't imagine you enjoyed that.
I used to have short hair, look respectable. Believe it or not. No, but I was made redundant, which thank God. Otherwise I probably would not have left. It's not easy getting out, but for people like me who are never supposed to be in that box, you're unchained when you kind of get into the entrepreneurial world. So I was just curious to know, is he now just tapping into his, I guess some of the skills that he was never be able to deploy when he was, in corporate.
We say to our team all the time, when someone new comes in the business, it's our whole mission's for them to see the light. I actually think the longer you spend in corporate, the worse it is. You actually have to untrain those activities.
Terrible.
You have a meeting to book another meeting. It's fascinating. So you actually we actually try and go on a journey to uncorporatize people.
And how do you do that?
That they need to understand that. I always say there's growth and operations is the analogy I say to the team is It's like the greyhound and the rabbit. Growth is the rabbit. Operations is the greyhound. So your operations should never catch your growth. And a lot of corporate people, they focus on operations first and then growth. Like you need to grow.
That's right.
You need to grow first, and the operations will catch and chase your growth opportunities. So the first thing a corporate person will want to do is fix the CRM. Whereas I think that the first thing you should do is, who are the 10 people that you need to network with to help you achieve your goals, and who are the 10 people that I need to build relationships with or I need to call. That's where
it makes sense.
That's where the opportunity is.
And put those people in the fucking CRM.
Yeah, and then when you've grown, then pay someone to fix your HubSpot. You know what I mean? But they will spend 3 days fixing something. They love fixing operational activities, whereas that is not going to move the needle.
Do you, like with hiring people that are onshore, are you typically looking for certain things? Like if they're an employee, is that a bit of a red flag versus a previous business owner who might have failed or succeeded?
I've employed a lot of friends, and I've also gone into business with a lot of people I have good relationships with. I need to be able to spend time with them. It's probably a big part. Like I need to enjoy spending time with these people. Richard Branson's 3 things that he says. He said, this is how simple it is to build a $100 million business. Create a crystal clear vision, find the best people in the world to execute it, and then get out of their way. Like that is literally it.
What's the formula?
Vision? Yeah.
So that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. But execute, it's like number 2 is the best people in the world to execute. So there's people who are in our business who are just guns at executing and super operational. So my job's to share the vision and then let them do their job and empower them and get out of their way. Same with a salesperson. Here's the vision. This is what we're selling. This is what targets I want you to hit. This is what your life will look like if you hit them. Then let them run and then move on and keep growing. So I very much have focused on that. Employ people better than me, be really crystal clear with our vision, and then once they're in, let them go.
Yeah, I admire how you've built these businesses, because like I deploy a similar style where I'm finding brilliant people to operationally run things, and I'm just kind of like sharing vision, jumping in strategy, and kind of just pulling a few strings here and there. So I definitely respect and admire it. Do you ever, like with your diary day to day, is it pretty stacked or non-stacked?
Yeah,
it's pretty stacked.
Yeah, I've decided over the next 12 months that I don't want to leave anything on the table, and I'm going really hard. So I'm working big hours, like as much as it looks like I'm not. So I work from about 7 a.m. till 4 or 5 p.m. I'd have 8 meetings or so a day. But my diary looks very different to what it did 12 months ago. A lot of what I was doing 12 months ago was sales and meeting people to build the business. Now it's much more working with my team.
Okay. So when you say the next 12 months you want to double, like what's behind that?
You just have a crack.
Just have a crack. So you're just like, hey, next 12 months, let's just.
Yeah, till I'm 29. So not that I don't think it'll ever stop, but till March next year, like I want to really continue to just work is my number one priority, and building these businesses is my number one priority.
Love it.
I do think you do need to get to a stage of life. I'm keen for your thoughts on this, but you do need to get somewhere where you'd make a decision that it doesn't have to be the number one priority. Like I think there will be a stage of life where I get to where it becomes the second priority if you have kids or a family. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that'll be the next challenge. But I think right now there's nothing else that excites me the way that what I'm building does. So let's go hard.
I can speak to that. So I was like severely addicted to work. So work was fucking like, and it's still pretty strong, but not as, I'm talking maybe like from 23 to about 36, more important than family, most important thing. So like that was my identity. And I don't think for me, it wasn't a good place to be in, because you're always feeling empty inside, because there's always someone who's got a business worth 500 million, who's got the yacht that's 100 foot. Like so there's always just, and so it kind of, it definitely got to a point for me where I was like, hey, work can't be the only thing, because if I can't find hobbies or do other things that are going to, make me happy, then it's just a downward spiral. So I would say I'm in a position now where it's still probably the most important, but not as harsh. Not as harsh. So like surfing, heaps of other stuff that I really enjoy. And I think it's a challenge though for most entrepreneurs, because I feel like a lot of them, when you start becoming good at business, it's a fucking addiction.
Yes, it actually.
It's like eating chocolate. It's like something.
It is, yeah. I'm very conscious. I don't want it to be my identity though.
That's great that you've got that awareness at 29 though.
Yeah, you can't. Well, like it is literally. It's actually an addiction. It's
an addiction.
Yeah, and it becomes people's. It becomes their identity, where it's what they're known for, and because they're really good at it, they just double down on it. And it's, yeah. And
that's why I said at the beginning, I really admired like how you live in obscurity, because like most people, like I'm 41, but most people like under 30 are fucking all over social. Like that's how they've grown up, and it's all about that. Like a lot of people who don't know you in the real estate world would have no fucking idea. Like you got a portfolio of companies, 6 businesses, absolutely crushing and dominating. I think that's really cool, because like most people want their identity to be in the market, because as you said, like they want to be known for that. I think it's great that you've been able to step back and be like, fuck, like I don't give a shit about that.
No, I want the opposite.
You want the opposite?
Yeah, I don't think there's not many people who have that as their identity that are happy.
True.
Like most of them are broken families. Most of them, their kids hate them.
Yeah, it's true.
I think I very much have active, and it's probably where I am very observant, and I do watch a lot how a lot of other people live, and you can learn about a lot of things to do, but also what not to do. And I think that's something I'm really conscious of, is family, really good friendships. And it's, back to the yacht analogy, it's really lonely on the yacht by yourself.
100%.
It's a lot more fun to share it with other people. And it's why these businesses, like if you're celebrating a win, it's so much more enjoyable to celebrate it with someone else who is also winning than just to have 6 other people celebrating your win. So it's like, how do you go on a journey where you can bring other people along for the ride? And there is no greater feeling that I've had in my business than making a tangibly positive impact on someone else's life. Like that's nirvana in the business world, is you winning, but also bringing other people along who are like, holy shit, this is the coolest journey ever.
Yeah.
And looking back and being so grateful for that opportunity. Like to me, if that's all I did, I'd be really happy.
Well, it makes sense based on how you've built all your businesses. Like you're bringing in key people, there's skin in the game, they're benefiting like you, and that's how the businesses grow.
Yeah.
Question. So when you're getting some of these businesses off the ground, are you becoming operationally involved for a period of time and then kind of shortballing?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I do as well. Yeah.
Yes. I think you've got to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
It's probably a mistake I've made, is a lot of my team think that I never got my hands dirty because like they see me now. That's 6 years ago. I was doing routine inspections. I was calling landlords. I was doing inspections on a Saturday. I had locksmiths coming over because I lost the keys. Like it was chaos. Like I used to get at least 200 calls a day inbound. My phone would just crash. Like it was a PTSD from those days. But I think that for the first 2 to 3 years, until that business is profitable and you can afford to hire people, you've got to get your hand. You just have to do what it takes. And you can't create excuses of why you can't.
You must get like a lot of opportunities, like that either you see or they get put on your desk.
Yeah.
Like how do you know when to, like, if you got a process around like going yes or extinguishing it?
Oh, I'm bad at it. I'm not good at that. My business coach says your biggest weakness is you can't say no. I just struggle to say no. I bought a house in Burleigh the other week, and like just, the opportunity came across my desk. I got excited, and then next minute I've got a house in Burleigh. Like, you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't, but it probably is not the best use of my time to be focusing on things that aren't. What I need to do is what is the best leverage use of my time. The analogy that me and my business coach talk about is cans. So cans is the goal that we want to get to. They're the targets we've set for ourselves. Is this decision helping us go to Cairns on the Bruce Highway?
Yep.
Or are we diverting past Sydney to Newcastle to Melbourne? Like, are we zigzagging to get there, or are we going directly there? That's what I'm trying to do, but I don't do it all the time.
You've mentioned this business coach a few times.
Yes.
Has he or she had a big impact on your life?
Yes. Yeah. Ron's been amazing. I met him. I first met him when I had 100 managements.
Okay.
And just
lots changed.
Yes, lots changed. He's he's helped me stay really humble, I think. Like he's got an amazing story. You should actually get him on here one time. He's amazing.
Ronnie boy.
He's lived a life. He's 60. He's in his 60s now, and he's gone through the ups and downs of business.
Okay.
Massive business. Lost it all in GFC, and realized that money and fame is not what makes you happy. And the minute your ego gets hold of you is when you lose everything. So he's very much helped me stay on the left side of that self-confidence to ego.
That's great.
Spectrum. Yeah.
And I think like as an entrepreneur, like especially being in the real estate world, it's I mean, I got off the track a few times, like when I started out, like where you get pulled in, especially in Sydney, eastern suburbs, you get pulled into all that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking things can change quick.
Yeah.
Like where you know, the cars, the watches, like they become the pinnacle, like the panacea.
Trophies.
Like, the trophies.
Yeah.
Someone buys a house, you got to buy the house. and it's just this vicious circle that you can get into.
Yeah.
And it can be fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Like mentally dangerous.
Yeah. 100%.
So it's amazing that like he's like, I mean, like for someone as a business coach to like pass that down and to help you, you know, understand humility and just taper down the ego, like that's big.
Yeah. You can't put a price on it.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah.
Because I find that's what usually fucks people.
Yes. 100%. Well, that's what fucked him.
Yeah. That's what say he speaks like from complete experience.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And did he rebuild anything out of curiosity? Like, did he get back into?
Yeah, so he does business consulting.
Okay, so that's his primary.
Yeah, but he plays a lot of golf and
enjoys life.
Retired. Yeah.
Okay, so decision making.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, are you a bit like the Branson where you're just always like the yes, like someone's coming to you with an opportunity? Are you pretty like methodical and careful around how you make decisions, or are you very much very opportunistic?
Yeah.
Just see the positives.
Is it going to benefit? So the decision making is it going to benefit our client?
Okay.
Is it going to benefit the people within our business? And is it going to benefit the business?
Those three areas.
They're really the three areas that matter. So if it's not doing one of those three things, why are we doing it?
I love it. It's like they're your metrics.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Do clients win? Do the people in the business win, or does the business win? Ideally, all three.
Yeah. And what about your tolerance to risk? Like, are you someone who's risk adverse, or you just got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for where my position is in business, we have no debt across any of the businesses.
Phenomenal.
Most businesses would leverage up. I've got a growing portfolio of property, which I am enjoying, but the leverage on those is minimal. And I've got opportunities all the time to buy businesses, but I don't want to go to bed at night. I always think I don't want to go to bed at night stressing about a decision I've made just to feed my ego. Like to go to 3,000 managements to buy 1,000. The only real reason people do it is to say they've got 4,000.
That's right.
What's the financial improvement is minimal. The debt levels are significant and the stress increases. So I struggle with the tangible impact that would have on my life, Nat's life, and the people within it. So all it would do is create more stress and give me just an extra, put a 4 instead of a 3 in front of it.
Yeah.
When we're growing really well organically. So life's good, business is good. I don't want to create increase risk for no reason.
It's a great example that you shared because most people just want to say they've got 4,000 and then they just take on this fucking astronomical amount of risk. So all your businesses are bootstrapped.
Yes.
Insane.
Literally. Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like 6 bootstrap businesses. It's fucking like, I always tell people like, because all the businesses I've built have been bootstrapped, and I mean, I haven't done 6 of them, but it's like a lot of people are just, are in debt pretty quickly at the beginning, especially when you said tech at the beginning. Like most people are just, which I don't agree with, but they're raising money, they're hiring straight away.
Yeah.
It's a lot of OPEX. Like it must be fucking stressful.
That would be I couldn't think, imagine building a business that loses money.
Yeah, that loses money.
Like,
and your burn rate, you're like, fuck, like we could be outside.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are like that.
Yeah, most. Yeah. I struggle with that.
You know that watch Whoop, or was it?
Yeah.
Whoop. Okay. So have you heard him be interviewed, the guy?
No.
Yeah, so he got interviewed by Stephen Bartlett. Stephen Bartlett's an investor as well. But
Diary of a CEO.
Diary of a CEO. And it's interesting, like they nearly like went under. Like there was a point, I think they were like, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but I think it was like fucking 4 days. They're about to burn out. And I'm just thinking like when he was saying that, I'm like, imagine the stress. Like they're sitting in front of investors trying to get more cappy and like they're about to go. Like I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, I have so much respect for it. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's all like I respect people who can go 10 years, burn that much capital and then pull it off. Like good on them. That's incredible.
Yeah, like I mean, I think like a lot of the tech companies aren't ever profitable, are they?
No, they sell on a multiple of revenue.
What about exiting with some of your businesses? Like, have you got plans for exits for some of it? No. So you haven't built them you're not building them with an exit in mind.
No, they're all really they're all making really good profits. The people within them are all really enjoying it. Like they're becoming really strong investments.
Yes,
and even if you did exit, then what are you going to do with the money? You wouldn't get the same returns as you would in business. And also then it comes back to the lifestyle. Like I love what we do. Like I'm 29. I get to work with all my friends every day. Like it doesn't even feel like work. There's a lot of freedom that comes with it. So instead of worrying about that, just enjoy the ride and enjoy the journey.
Have you had any of those relationships with friends like go south?
Yeah, there's been some really good ones and some ones not so good.
I've had the same, yeah.
Yeah. But you learn from them and you keep growing.
And you keep hiring friends.
Yeah.
So, question. So, in relation to your structure, like with Nat, I'm just curious. I was speaking to someone the other day, successful entrepreneur. His business does like, I think about 2.5 a month. I think they're at about 60% margin. That's in USD, by the way. And he's got a partner, like a Nat, 25%. 33%. And he said to me, they take an approach where they don't want to leave money in the business. Like, why? We want to take money out and invest and make that capital work for us. So what they do is 50% of the profit stays in there, pay tax. Some shit might go wrong, which I thought was a bit much. And then the other, they withdraw. Are you, with your businesses, obviously they're profitable, the cash flow looks amazing. Are you following something like similar?
Yeah, we have a house mark. We got a 70% dividend ratio. So whatever our profit is, 70% of it goes as dividends and the other 30%'s retained earnings.
Okay, 30%'s retained, yeah, nice.
Yeah, but we don't have our balance. So what I learned is your cash flow, your net profit to cash flow could be very different based on what industry you're in and how much debt you've got.
True.
So for us, because our balance sheet is quite clean, the net profit to cash is very similar, which means we don't really need much retained earnings. 30% is plenty.
Yeah.
So that also feeds that Nat can then pay off her business loan with that, and then I can use that to go and do other ventures.
Okay, so she bought into the business?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. I love that, 30%. Yeah, I mean, you guys would know very clearly around OPEX and what everything looks like. Like it's not like there's going to be surprises popping up on your balance sheet.
Yeah, we don't, we're a service-based business. Like builders and stuff must have a very different way of their cash flow must look very different to their P&Ls.
They're stoked. I'm not joking, with a 10% margin.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're stoked.
Yeah, I was speaking to this guy.
I was like, what the fuck?
I was speaking to this guy who owned a huge car dealership.
Okay.
He was stoked with a 2% profit margin, but they're billions of dollars of revenue.
Which
2%?
But that then makes sense.
Yeah.
When you're dealing at that level.
Yeah.
We've got to start a bizzo together.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've got to do something. Jono, that was fucking awesome.
No, thank you.
That was so awesome. Well done, man. Like seriously, I was so stoked to just get you on because I don't know, there's not many young dudes like who just are fully under the radar and just fucking crushing. So man, it was really good to learn about it. Thank you.
Thanks. Nice to meet you, Benny.
Yeah. Likewise. Cheers.
Thanks.